What's good, beautiful peoples? It is Neighborhood Kenny. I am back with another handful of helpful hints to help you. That's a double help, but it is essentially for you to take actionable steps that you can use today that are either free or cheap and ultimately strengthening yourself and your body and reminding you that you can control, or if not guide yourself to a better, stronger, fitful you. Alrighty? Really have to get these very simple fundamental steps for you to maintain, and they're very easy, okay? It's literally, in a nutshell, 4 things, okay? Stay in the sun, go outside, take some vitamin D, strengthen your immune system. Be aware, okay? And lastly, turn off the FUD, okay? And I will teach you what FUD is later. So essentially, it's just keeping your boundaries and staying practical and logical and appreciating this entity that we've been given, this gift of a body, of a vessel that we have been given, and use the tools that are already existing in the natural, real world and that have been proven to work, even by scientists that you see on what I told you to turn off, the media. All right? And as usual, folks, this is a disclaimer that I'm not a medical professional by Western licensure standards, but I am trained in Reiki energy healing and alternative methods of physical therapy. Take everything with a grain of salt. Thank you very much. And please like and subscribe, share, spread love. So let's jump right in. Number 1, stay in the sun. All right? Going outside, going in nature has been proven to be effective to not only kill viruses immediately, all right, or during longer periods of time outside. Fresh air, drafts with your windows open on the inside, okay? It's not really about disinfecting, it's about keeping the flow of air fresh, okay? You don't want to have stagnant areas or corners or pockets where the viruses can manifest. So with that said, we're going to jump into this article. Dr. Fauci confirms that this one thing kills the coronavirus. It turns out summer isn't just good for your vitamin D fix, okay? So this was dated in August 13th, 2020, y'all. If you didn't know this by August 13th, 2020, you're behind. You're misinformed, all right? There's an actual interview with Matthew McConaughey and Dr. Fauci, and they're discussing sunlight, all right? It's on his Instagram. It's still there, okay? This was 47 weeks. That's almost a year ago, y'all. The fact that the sun kills coronavirus so effectively is why scientists are currently exploring technology to mimic its effects. And yet, none of this is surfacing, all right? We could have focused on this, but nobody is actually funding this. Nobody's actually focusing on this, okay? Look, April 2020, a leaked report shows sunlight destroys COVID-19. This shocking thing can kill COVID-19. So there is evidence out there. This COVID disease has a 0.06 death rate. Let's remember. Moving on to number 2. Vitamin D is good for you, okay? So let's remember that what is the virus? Virus is an infectious disease that basically we take within our immune system. So what is our defense against that? It's our immune system. It is the only natural and fortified defense system that we have and have been having for as long as we've been living, since we've been babies in the womb, okay? Please do not neglect your own God-given tools that you can use to help yourself against this totally destroyable disease, okay? 0.06 death rate, all right? That's less than 0.1, okay? 0.1 is less than 1%, okay? The flu kills more. Car accidents kill more, okay? Let's be realistic, y'all. High cholesterol, right? Number 3, this is more going along with practical advice, but be aware, all right? But you don't have to be obnoxious necessarily, all right? I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I'm not saying go touch every surface out there, okay? Because as you can see, this article is nature.com, January 29, 2021. COVID rarely spreads through surfaces, so why are we still deep cleaning? Coronavirus can linger on doorknobs and other surfaces, but these aren't a major source of infection. Emmanuel Goldman, New Jersey, Rutgers Medical School microbiologist, separately and not funded by any megalo corporations, conglomerates, CDC or WHO, right? So that's a good one. He even got featured on The Lancet, right? Arguing that surfaces presented relatively little risk of transmitting the virus, right? His conviction is only strengthened since then. So the point of the article is that even though there has been found viral RNA on surfaces, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's infectious, because it could just mean it's the corpse of the virus. And yet in CDC controlled or funded experiments, you know, they started with a humongous amount of virus, quote unquote, nothing you would encounter in the real world. Additionally, these tests use mock saliva, controlled conditions such as humidity and temperature, all of which widen the gulf between experimental and real world conditions, right? Only a handful have looked for viable virus outside the lab, right? Let's be real, y'all. Ugh. So I'll let you read that on your own if you like, but it just includes a bunch of messy data, you know, hundreds of supposed experiments, yet there only seems to be one that reports transmission through a contaminated surface, which was the snot and oral route, right? So I'll let you peruse that on your own. Continuing forward, we'll see that there are more articles. This was even dated back to 2020 February, right? And there's even a visual chart that you can see with all the viruses that we've had, pandemics in the past, right? How contagious they are based on the orange is 1 sick person, and the red dots are how many people would catch the disease. This was SARS, this is mumps, right? And here's COVID. Now, of course, you can say this is an older article, but remember, this was in the height of the pandemic, right? This was in the height, all right? And it's still, or maybe in the beginning, but still said that this was very barely contagious. And if we follow more recent studies, we'll see that, you know, it's true. It's not that communicable. Alrighty, and last but not least, my last piece of advice is to turn off the FUD. What is FUD? Now, if you're in the crypto or stocks world, you do know what this means, but for the rest of y'all, it's an acronym. F is fear, U is uncertainty, and D is doubt. So fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That is what the media is displaying every single day, to have you filled with just a little bit more cortisol, just a little bit more fear, just a little bit more anxiety, okay? Turn it off. Turn off the media. Turn off, unsubscribe to all of your little news outlets, okay? The profession of news, actual news reporting, has been hyper capitalized or hyper politicized or hyper funded by lobbyists or whatnot, mega corporations, okay? The media is very, very powerful in that these companies and individuals with money are using them to coerce masses of people. It's just logical, y'all, alright? So what I suggest is to turn off all of these outlets, just unplug for a little while, okay? News is like the new Facebook now. Unplug. It's like the new IG. Just unplug. Or it's the old IG, but yeah. So, you know, and if you think that this virus is hitting close to home, like your relatives have it or you have it, okay? Don't fear, okay? Stay logical and use what you have. You've been given this immune system, okay? Go outside, right? Stick to yourself. Wear a mask. Or don't wear a mask, but don't be around other people. At least be considerate, right? Be aware, but don't be obnoxious, right? If it's a family member, find out if it's actually COVID. And if it is actually COVID, it's curable, because, or they will get over it. I know many people who have gone through it and they've lived, no matter the age, okay? They've lived, right? 0.06 death rate, y'all. 0.06, okay? And moreover, if it's a relative, they might have an underlying disease that they've been hiding or keeping in the shadows for who knows how many years, okay? High cholesterol, high blood pressure, whatnot. Like, let's be real. Like, there's greater issues at hand. America is not the healthiest country in the world. It's never been, okay? We have had many problematic issues with our health, and COVID is not the blanket, okay, reason for all of these deaths, okay? Please look into the actual history of the person. Don't just say, oh, it's COVID, okay? Let's be real. And with that said, I do want to say, if you have to follow certain guidelines and policies regarding COVID in your workplace, then do them as such. But if you're allowed the freedom, you know, to do as you like, that's really just a personal choice, okay? I'm not gonna say keep this job or whatnot. Okay, so moving on. All right. So there is a difference between being hygienic and being neurotic, okay? Especially with the chemicals that are manufactured that we're using to so-called kill the germs and stuff. Yes, they do kill germs. They kill all the germs, even the good germs. And there are good bacteria and good germs. If you don't believe it, you put a microscope in your stomach. You've got hundreds of thousands of bacteria, billions maybe, inside your body. What are you gonna do? You're gonna Clorox yourself? Okay? Let's be real. And so I do recommend that you use or look into other bleach Clorox alternatives, such as borax and baking soda, which I am probably going to make another video on because they're just so important and vital in my family's household and life. Okay, borax and baking soda are amazing, not only internally, yes, internally, but also just for cleaning in general, laundry, kitchen, bathroom, what have you. So with that, I will leave y'all on a note by saying thank you. I hope you found this information useful. Please take a half second, like, subscribe, share. I'm gonna be pumping out videos throughout the entirety of my existence, I feel like. So grab a hold of this gold while you can. Take care of yourselves, love yourselves, love those around you, all right? Health, it's not immortality, but it's yours. Have a nice one, y'all. Peace.